Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, never ideal to be 3 down in the power play, and no one tends for that to happen. But to be able to dig ourselves out of a little bit of a hole, create a bit of momentum, the way myself and Daryl rotated the strike in the middle, and we thought as long as we could play it as if we were trying to set a total, how would we go about setting a total of 160? And we just used that as our blueprint for how we went forward, and it just happened to work out really well today.
Yeah, as you say, that was a great blueprint, wasn't it? I mean, what tells about the first half of the innings, you guys were sort of very patient and sort of picked the right balls to hit the and then sort of really launched that sort of towards the end of the game.
Yeah, Hagley is the type of ground, especially with the size of it. Two's become really crucial. We ran really hard between the wickets, but then obviously there's a big wind that usually comes one direction, and for us it was about picking our overs and picking the bowlers that we were going to target. And at the end of the day, 9 and over on such big grounds becomes just one boundary and then a whole bunch of singles. So for us, we thought we were always in control of it, and then it was just about trying to put the icing on the cake and take it away from them as we got closer to the end.
Yeah, what impressed you most about Darryl is that he seems to thrive in these situations, doesn't he? He's always going for so much in the IPL auction.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Just the calmness that he's got out there. He shows a level of intent that I think not many guys actually have. Every ball is an absolute competition for him. He believes he's born for those sorts of situations, and he proves it time and time again. He's absolutely awesome to bat with. He runs between the wickets hard. He may not be the fastest between the wickets, but he gives it all, and that sort of intent and that pressure on the fielding side really shows that he just illuminates his energy on everything around him, and the way he goes about chases like that. He has such incredibly high intent, but at the same time he knows how to pick his balls really well. He knows how to bat to a situation. He knows his strengths and he knows his weaknesses, and he plays to them incredibly well. Yeah, I think it was just about what was needed at the time. I was saying to Daryl out there, I'm sorry I'm taking so much of the strike, and but at the end of the day it's a partnership, and sometimes things start off a little bit slower, but hopefully, especially on such a nice batting pitch, if you get in and you give yourself the chance to go big and go long, then it gets easier as the day gets on, or as the night gets on under lights. So for us, we always thought as long as we could take it a little bit deeper, we would always be in for a chance. And it's not the usual type of innings that I play, and I understand that, but it's at the end of the day, it's what the team requires, and you got to be adaptable and change the situations out there, and that's what I enjoy so much about being in the middle order.
What do you reckon mean on Sunday after BLACKCAPS could sweep a strong Pakistan team 5-0? Should look to build towards that big Aussie series and World Cup, obviously, in June. It's been a few months in BLACKCAPS to win 5-0. What do you think it would mean for the group?
Oh, it would be incredible, but as we've all said, Pakistan are a formidable side. They come time and time again. They put us under pressure all the time. This time around, obviously, it's home conditions, and we've been on our best at this in this competition. And it would be fantastic to go 5-0, but obviously it comes down to making one right decision at any point in time. The guys sticking to their processes, but Pakistan will keep coming back hard. They'll keep putting their best foot forward. They've got amazing bowlers. Their batting lineup's incredible. So for us, it's definitely not about taking anything for granted, and understanding that it's going to be a different pitch out there again on Sunday, and they'll be coming hard again. So we've got to start again, and I'm sure they're going to do the same. Yeah, a little bit sore today. It's a bit different running around on a bigger field compared to the other ones. For us, trying to put as much energy into our fielding element as possible is something that we pride ourselves on. And at the end of the day, if I'm coming off the field feeling absolutely knackered, then I've definitely done my job, and I've given everything I can to the team on the day.
Just last question for me, what do you make of the bowling performance? The way that guys like Matt Henry really stepped up, the Melbourne pitch was superb tonight. What do you make of those two guys?
Yeah, they were brilliant. Sadner's obviously been incredible for us for a long time. The way he's able to change pace, he even got a couple to turn on a pitch that almost looked like it was going to be glass. So obviously he does that all the time anyway. But the way he complimented Matt Henry through the middle, Southey's last over at the death, those things end up being massive in the context of the game overall. And obviously some guys are always going to have better days than others. And for us, it's about working as a collective unit. The bowlers group, they know exactly what they're after. Even if someone goes for more than they're intending to go for. We know that there's always a plan, there's always ideas around it, and we'll always go back to the drawing board if something doesn't work, but today a lot did work, and we're very pleased with it.
Before you once said that Pakistan bowling attack being exposed here in this series, in T20 series. Was there any special plan against Pakistan fast bowler, especially Haris Rauf? He looks very normal bowler in this series.
I mean, it definitely doesn't feel like a normal bowler, I'll tell you that for free. At the end of the day, teams playing away from home, it's always going to be tougher. And when they're in more home-like conditions, their slow balls grip a little bit more, and the way that they go about things at home is incredibly effective, and we really struggle over there. And as you'd like to hope, when we come into our home conditions, we'd like to hope that we're a little bit stronger at what we do best. And for us, it's understanding the dimensions of the ground, understanding that we can target certain bowlers, and at the end of the day, it's not that the Pakistan bowlers have bowled any worse than they normally do. It's just small grounds, hard things to control. Batters swinging hard. The pitch has been incredibly good. Even the way that their slow balls held today and all in the other games, they've definitely put us under a lot of pressure. But as you see, Finn in the last game, and then also in the game at Seddon Park, things like that really, I guess, put pressure on bowlers. And as Shaheen showed today, when the ball's swinging up top as well, they're formidable. And we just managed to dig ourselves out of a hole today. But I would certainly say the Pakistan bowling unit is incredibly strong.
Pakistan always played competitive cricket there in New Zealand. A year before we beat New Zealand in the final of Tri-Nation series, you remember that. So, was you expecting this sort of victory 4-0?
No, definitely not. Obviously, every team goes in hoping for a 5-0 win. But I think the way that we've been in a certain element of form, the way the boys have gone up top, and then today that we showed that our middle order was still ready to fire when put under pressure, and those sorts of things, especially in T20 cricket, can be really fickle. I wouldn't say Pakistan have necessarily played all that badly. They definitely haven't. They've played incredibly well. But to be put on the back of 3 200-run chases in a row, only being 30 or 40 runs short in the end of each one, which are incredibly hard to do. You either get really close or nowhere near, and they got really close most of the time. So the way that they've performed here has actually been exceptional, and we're just on the slightly higher end of the form scheme at the moment. And I think for us, we try to not be too high when we're high and not to be too low when we're low, and hopefully that keeps us consistent, and we try to stick to our process as much as possible, and understanding some days it's going to result in a 4-0 series from this point in time so far, and other days we could do exactly the same thing. We could show up with the same attitude, and Pakistan may just outplay us on the day. So I think T20 cricket can be fickle like that, and it can be read into quite a lot. But I think the contest that's going on has been fantastic the whole way through.
Thank you. Last one, Brendan. I know we're about T20s, but BLACKCAPS Test team sounds like it's going to be named late next week. What would it mean to you if you're in there and what you're doing over in Bangladesh? First home test for you potentially. What would that mean for you if you're named in the team?
Hey, look, that would be absolutely brilliant. I'd be over the moon. But I understand that the conditions in Bangladesh are significantly different to the conditions at home, and the team makeup looks very different. Obviously, favouring a pace attack over here. Obviously, if I get that opportunity, I'm going to relish it and take it with open arms and do whatever the team requires. But for me, as I said, it'll be about taking this next game one game at a time, one ball at a time, sticking to my process, and then if the test stuff sort of falls into place nicely, that would be fantastic, and I'll try to do my best for that particular format as well. So whatever the team requires, I'm always happy to give, and if that means a different type of team is selected, that's also fantastic.
Very much. Thanks, cheers.